from Hollywood.
And not the nicest part of it either.
This hour is just for laughs. Starring Don Adams. Super starring Sonny Bono. A special starring appearance by Ernest Borgnine. Super duper starring Red Buttons. Co-starring Steve Landesberg. Guest starring Jan Murray. Special starring guest star Jimmie Walker. Comedy star Henny Youngman. Almost starring Rhonda Bates. Introducing future star Laurie Shannon. And a super duper starring appearance by star Connie Stevens.
Little House on the Prairie will not be seen tonight because it's on Monday.
What do you do just for laughs?
Well, I go to sensitivity meetings and make fun of somebody's complexion.
I order pizzas to go. Then I watch them do it.
I go to the theater where Marcel Marceau is performing and yell louder, louder.
I like to go into gay bars and say, hey, I'm looking for my husband.
Well, I go to my hairdressers and say, I'd like a wash and set, and I'll be back at noon. Here.
Just for laughs, here's Jimmie Walker.
In Hollywood, going crazy. It's marvelous. I'm reading a paper, I'm checking out Jimmy Carter. It's wonderful. A lot of people are irritated at Jimmy Carter because he got rid of the B-1 bomber. You know what the B-1 bomber is, don't you? That's the bomber that goes 1,300 miles an hour at an altitude of 50 feet to escape the radar. And Jimmy said the Russians already had a defense for this, called trees. Something else. But this year I got a little irritated at Jimmy because I was waiting for my rebate. Remember that he's gonna give us that $50 rebate? I was holding out for that, you know, trying to get that. But we never got it. But I was worried this year because I thought I was going to get audited by the income tax people, you know? Because you don't get audited by a human being. You get audited by a computer. So every year I send in a D-cell battery with a little note saying, here's a little something for yourself. And New York had a blackout a few months ago. That knocked me out, man. New York had a blackout. But you know what I hated? I hated the way the national press covered it. See the way national press covered it? Time and Newsweek and Time magazine, nothing but black people on the cover running with TV sets, couches on their heads. I hated that. What they didn't say is that all the white people had stolen all the cameras and were taking all the pictures. So much is happening. Did I tell you guys I just recently went back to school? Yeah, just recently went back to school, and I tell you, boy, junior high school is rough. I was never very good in school, as you probably can tell from my game show appearances. And I was on this show a little while ago, Matt. What is it, $25,000 pyramid? Got wiped out! Did not win a game the whole week. It was embarrassing. Like by the 5th day, there were 7-year-old kids sitting out there saying, tow truck, you moron! Get it together, man. And you know, I don't know if you know this, but this graduating high school class, 1977, was the dumbest high school graduating class of all times. This is true. It's true. Many of them failed the Pepsi test. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous thing. School is something else. I saw my school before. And what I used to always try and do in school was to cheat. Everybody cheats. But the teachers always say the same thing. Teachers always say the same thing. They say, Walker, if you cheat, you are only hurting yourself. I would say, I can take the pain. And the course they have in school, they got a course in school I love now. What is it? Black Studies? I love this course, Black Studies. But I always wonder what would happen if I flunk. Would I fade? I don't know. I try to work these things out, man. But I found out one thing about going back to school with y'all, the Caucasian people. I found out why y'all are better in school than we are. Because y'all are better cheaters. Really, I used to go to school with little white kids. They used to have the answers written all up and down their arms and everything. I tried that one time and almost went blind. Thank you.
My name is MC-103. I am about to introduce a commercial. You will watch it. You will remember it. You will buy the product. And they call me a robot.
The music of Billy May.
Billy, hold it. Just a minute. My name is Don Adams. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say something in public a lot of people have been saying in private. Watching TV, we always see promotional spots that tell us what a sensational show is coming next week. When we tune them in, they're hardly ever sensational, right? Okay, so before we find out if tonight's show is, let's take a look at the next show, the one they'll try to tell us is even more sensational than this one they told us about last week. Can we see what's going to be on the next show, please?
How'd she do that?
Father?
Yes, my son.
Boy, am I glad I ran into you. Mama told me you split years ago. Excuse me, little lady. I'm running for a re-election to the United States Senate. You mind if I kiss your baby?
Are you a hooker? Uh-huh. Did you hook me? Oh, sure.
Will you come with me to the house of the Lord, brother?
It would take a miracle to save me.
Well, he raised the dead.
Well, I'm not dead.
He fed thousands of people with but 2 fishes.
I don't like fish.
He changed water into wine.
Well, let's not keep him waiting.
Well, I can hardly wait for that.
Second down and 4 to go on the Dolphins' 48-yard line.
Are you still watching that football game? How many times do I have to tell you that the light's out in the kitchen, the garbage is piled up in the back, the snow has to be removed from the front walk, and you still haven't picked up the clothes from the cleaners? You and your football game. From now on, no more football. Do you hear me? I mean it. No more football. Do you hear me? No.
Okay, you win. No more football. Who really needs it anyway?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Adams coming to you from the Huntington Hartford Theater in Hollywood. It's a beautiful night for laughing. All in all, stage conditions are excellent just for laughs. The World Series of Ha Ha. Now let's go up on the stage for the opening ceremonies and the introduction of the starting lineup.
Good evening. It is my computerized pleasure to introduce the distinguished mayor of Los Angeles, the Honorable Tom Bradley, who will throw out the first joke.
Actually, this is the second joke I'm throwing out today. The first one was that budget that the city council gave me. Hollywood has suggested a new symbol for the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Instead of 5 rings, they want to show Sammy Davis Jr.'s hand. Now, if ever a joke deserved to be thrown out, that was it.
Programmed to introduce a bright, new, innovative comedy sensation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnine is 5'11", 188 pounds, an Academy Award-winning actor in drama. It's his first start in the comedy big time. He's got a good delivery and throws a very hard wife joke. I spoke to him before the show, and he had this to say.
Where the hell is my agent?
We're back to live action, and here's Ernie's first delivery.
Good evening, ladies and germs. I couldn't be here in person, so my wife sent over my suit. I just happened to be in it at the time. I've been on a diet, a banana and coconut diet. Bananas and coconuts. I didn't lose much weight, but boy, you should see me swing through those trees. And speaking about marriage,
Borgnine seems to be in a lot of trouble here in the early going. Uh-oh. Here comes manager Tommy LaSorda. I imagine LaSorda is going to try to calm the rookie down. As I said, this is his first time. It's a tough crowd. Nobody knows quite what to expect.
Listen, kid. Ralph Nader and his new fan bunch wants me to recall you.
oh no, not Nader. Boss, give me one more shot, will you? I got a screwball gag that never misses. I promise you.
Okay, kid, but listen to me.
LaSorda seems to be going over the fundamentals with him. Timing, rhythm, and the classical comic gestures. Looks like Tommy's staying with Ernie. Let's get back to the stage and see how the big man does. He's shaking off signals. Now it looks like he's ready. Here it comes.
My impression of the first man on the sun.
Uh-oh. Here comes Tommy again. This could be it for Ernie. LaSorda's motioning towards the bullpen.
Give me the mic, kid.
Tough break for Borgnine. It's back to drama for him. Now let's see who's coming in to relieve.
Your attention, please. Now pitching jokes in relief, the ace of the bullpen, Jan Murray.
Jan Murray in relief. Jan Murray in relief. That's all I hear. Jan Murray in relief. Beginning to feel like a giant Rolade. But I didn't come here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to talk to you about heartburn. I want to discuss a little subject that can create heartburn, can cause heartburn, and that subject is marriage. Do you realize it is more difficult to get a driver's license than it is to get a marriage license? They don't even give you an eye test to get married. Perhaps that explains all the ugly couples you see nowadays. Driving cars. Well, just think about it. In order to get a driver's license, you must first pass a written test where you have to answer over 50 questions correctly. But to get married, where you can conceivably spend the next 50 years of your life with a member of the opposite sex, they ask you 2 questions. Do you take this woman? I do. Do you take this man? I do. And that's it, you're married. Then you get home, you find out you do, but she doesn't. She's got a headache. You know, I swear to you, my friends, if I had my way, I would pass a law. Any couple under the age of 21 wishing to get married must first have to live together for at least 4 weeks under actual battle conditions. You think that's a bad idea? I would do it. I swear to you, I would do it. I'd get them a little apartment in a 5th floor walk-up. Then I'd go to Hertz Rent the Kid. I'd rent them 3 little children. 2 should have colds with running noses. And 1 wouldn't even be potty trained. Then I would throw in 2 pets, a cat in heat and a dog that isn't housebroken. Now let's see how much singing and dancing goes on with this couple. Now let's see how much hugging and kissing and pinching and biting goes on. If these 2 kids could come out of that apartment 4 weeks later and tell you they're still madly in love and they want to get married, then I say to you, give them the okay and take them right to a priest. The reason I say take them right to a priest is because no Jewish couple could survive this test.
But what can we do, my friends? What can we do, we adults? We try to lecture the kids. We try to teach them what's right. They don't listen. You know, talking to the youngsters today, I feel like it's all passing me by. Maybe I'm getting old or something. I certainly don't feel old. You know what they say, my friends? There's no such thing as chronological age. You're as old as you feel. Well, if that's true, then I'm still young and sharp and hip. I still dip when I dance. You know the most terrifying part about growing older in our society, my friends? They don't let us grow old gracefully. None of us can look and act our ages anymore because America loves youth and youth alone. If you're over 30, you may as well drop dead. Consequently, the eternal struggle to stay young and gorgeous and glamorous, damn it, it's wearing me out. You know what a thrill it is to see grandmothers running around with halter tops and surgical stockings? Even me, I put an inch around my midsection. I panicked. I ran right out and bought one of these weighted belts. You've seen them advertised. They weigh like 90 pounds. You walk like a zombie a whole day. You're supposed to lose 20 pounds in a week, and it worked. First week, I lost 20 pounds from the surgery. I got a hernia dragging this belt around. And you know the saddest part about getting older, my friend? You can't catch up to yourself. Before you fix one thing, something else rots away on you. I bobbed my nose, my teeth went. I put caps on the teeth, I noticed I got a hunch on my back. I got myself a brace, I broke out in a fungus and varicose veins. And I'll tell you something else happens, you get a little older. People start to put you down, insult you. Like my own doctor recommended I go to Nahan's Clinic in Switzerland and get those injections that make you young and virile again. You heard about Nahan's Clinic, sir? All the rich old millionaires from all over the world go there, and they give them these injections. It's the placenta of unborn sheep. I mean, that's what they do. I swear, they take the placenta of unborn sheep, they take these little old guys, they give them 7, 8 injections. You see 90-year-old men chasing young dames. They forget why, but they're running, they're going, they're looking. Well, I'm not going to heck with them. Ain't nobody going to inject me with the placenta of unborn sheep. I don't think it's good. I think it's bad, and I'm not going.
Here is some candy for your eyes. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So, behold.
Marcia, age 24, dimensions 36, 28, 32. Marcia wants to be a social worker.
Louise, age 23. Dimensions 35, 23, 29. Louise wants to be a school teacher.
Catherine and Elizabeth, age 21, dimensions 72, 54, 67. Both Catherine and Elizabeth would like to be nuns.
Kim, age 7. Dimensions 14.
Honey, I want to find me a rich dude, because you can't make much money as a teacher, social worker, or none.
And now, Don Adams, Connie Stevens, Steve Landesberg, and Rhonda Bates in a gripping drama torn from the pages of the telephone book.
Refills, anybody?
Harry, you've been stalling for 3 hours. I thought we came here to try our first marijuana.
Shh, Bob, do you want everybody on the street to know we're addicts?
Addicts?
Bad enough we're the only family on this street without a German car.
Some addicts. We haven't taken our first puff yet.
It's called a toke, or a hit.
How do you know that?
On your poker night, I watch Beretta.
On the Wonderful World of Disney, they never bring it up.
Look, we took an oath we were going to try it, and we're going to try it.
Look, Bob, it's only natural that the first time you try anything, you're bound to get a little bit nervous.
You should have seen him on our honeymoon.
That's right, I was nervous as could be. She was calm as... Wait a minute, how come you were so calm?
Harry, we didn't come here to listen to you discuss your sex life.
If you stall this much on your honeymoon, Claire'd still be wearing white.
Are you trying to say that I'm chicken? Who was the first one to try a margarita? I was the first one. Okay, let's turn on the radio and have a little soft music, and then we'll see who's afraid to experiment.
Oh, you're just stalling till it becomes legal.
All right, here goes.
You put an envelope around your leg and keep it strapped with a rubber band?
That's why I wanted to get this over with. I was getting a blood clot. Ta-da! Acapulco Gold.
Wow.
Is that better than Tijuana brass?
Here.
What are you doing?
This is the way you're supposed to do it.
Give me that. You and I are going to have a little talk later.
Here is a news bulletin. Police Chief Bronson just announced the seizing of 2 tons of marijuana at a home at Oak and 12th. At the same time, on Maple and 5th, 300 pounds were seized by a combined force of federal and local narcotics agents.
Harry, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? They're coming this way.
Maybe we just better try this another time, huh? What do you think?
No, we're going through with it. I'm sorry. I was a little spooked for a minute, but I'm all right now.
Yeah?
Get me the joint and we're going through with it.
All right. Okay. Let's let them have half of it. We'll take half of it. We won't get stoned. We'll get pebbled.
No, we're not going to get pebbled. We're going to go through with it. I mean, absolutely, there is no more panic. The panic is all over. Everybody's ready, I'm ready, and they're ready because they're coming up the steps. The police, that's who. Here, take this and hide it.
Give me.
Here, you.
Oh,
Give me.
hide this.
Wait.
They're definitely coming this way.
Under the rug.
Hurry, I'll stroll them. Who is it?
Girl Scout, sir.
I've heard that one before. Do you have any identification?
I'm in my uniform.
Well, take it off and slip it under the door.
Mister?
Never mind.
Would you like to buy some cookies?
Sure.
Peanut butter, chocolate, and mint.
Yes, well, that's fine. I'll take all 3 of them. Here you are.
You get change.
I don't want any change. Keep the change. Thank you, Girl Scout. She had cop written all over her.
Did you hear what he just said?
I heard exactly what he said, and I can tell you every word he said. And I say, I think I'm going out of my mind.
Well, I think we're all a little flaky. I mean, I don't see what fun anybody gets out of marijuana.
All right, look, no more nuttiness, no more foolishness.
That's right. I mean, after all, we have to start acting like grown-ups.
Yeah.
All right.
Smoke our grass like good little boys and girls and just get it over with.
All right, now I'm going to light it.
And then I'm next.
Yeah, then me.
Calm down. Let's not go bananas. Now sit down.
Oh, sure. We're just sitting here barefaced with our grass hanging out. Did I say that, Leslie?
Who's at the door?
Probably another Girl Scout. They passed the word. Victim in green and white house. Come in, little girl. Oh, have you changed, little girl?
Excuse me, I hate to bother you people. I hate to barge in on anybody like this, but are you the gentleman that told the Girl Scout to keep the change?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I hate to tell you what to do, but Girl Scouts can't keep the change.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, a natural misunderstanding. Gee, what a nice place you got here. Boy, my wife would love a place like this. Good night. Oh, there was just one last thing. You're all under arrest. Possession of pot.
Now, just a minute, officer. These 2 people forced their way into our apartment at gunpoint.
Just when we're having fun, something always interrupts. Like now. We have to interrupt so our sponsors can have some fun. And you know how they are. They like to sell stuff. But don't go away, because when we come back, I'll show you my mother's nightie.
Will you get out of here? Get out of here. Get up. Go on. Now move. Get out of here. Move. Get out. Get out. Stay away.
What did he do?
Nothing.
You get out of here now. Get on. Go on. Get out of here. Hurry up. You get out of here now. Get out of here. Stop it.
Hi, we're back. And this is my mother's nightie. And I gotta tell you, it's very rough on the bed sheets.
For the UCLA Band is one of America's most shameless high school dropouts, Henny Youngman.
Tonight, I salute Henry Mancini. Hi, Henry. They just announced that the crime rate has dropped way down this month. That's because most of the stuff has already been stolen. During the blackout in New York, a fellow walks along with his girl. He's trying to impress her. He says, I'll get you anything you want. She says, I want that fur coat in the window. He throws a brick through the window, gives her the fur coat. They walk a little further. She says, I want that television set. Throws a brick through the window, gives her the television set. Now she says, I want that $1 million diamond. He said, what do you think I am, made out of bricks? This is a funny gag. Listen, today's criminals are so heartless. I saw a guy walk up to a man who has only one arm. He shoved a gun in his rib. He said, stick it up. All he got was $4 and one cufflink. Would you believe it? I've been married 49 years this week to the same woman, folks. This week, 49 years. Where have I failed? I said to my wife, where do you want to go for our anniversary? She said, want to go somewhere I've never been before. I said, try the kitchen. My wife would love to be here tonight. She has a great ear for music. It looks like a tuba. Two dumb guys are walking down the street. One says, look at a dead bird. He says, where? They try to teach a dumb guy how to fly in a helicopter. He's up there 800 feet, down it comes. What happened? Got chilly up there, turned up the fan. Some guy went to a doctor. The doctor examined him. He said, mister, you're pregnant. The guy says, how can I get pregnant? The doctor says, in the usual way, a little dinner, a glass of wine. Some lady heard if you wrap yourself in saran wrap, you take weight off. She sits in saran wrap all day long. Her husband comes home dinner time, he looks at her. She says, leftovers again. You know, I love being around these college kids. You know, in college, I was on the football team, but the coach didn't like me. Kept me on the bench all season. It's the last game of the season. The crowd hollers, we want Youngman. We want Youngman. The coach don't even look at me. 20 minutes later, they scream louder, we want Youngman. We want Youngman. He says, okay, Youngman, go out there, see what they want. me.
There they are. There they are. Allow me. Oh, my goodness. These are the keys to your car.
Men, the enemy has us completely surrounded. There's no escape other than to fight our way out. But with 5,000 of us, we can cut right through their artillery. Did I say something wrong?
I'm gonna quit. Can't let the men hear. That side's gone too, huh?
All 500 of us must stand shoulder to shoulder and march into the battle with the determination and the dedication of the whole. Luis. Hey.
Okay.
Even though there are only 100 of us, you hear from me on this. You got rules to fight a war. When the general talks, you don't blow up nothing, you morons. Okay, all 50 you guys.
I saw it, all quiet on the western front. That was a movie. That was... Okay. You two guys. Couple of beauties.
You're the bravest, toughest I've been around other wars. You guys are the best. I've never seen two guys that were braver and tougher. So let me say this to you.
Sergeant, where do we go to surrender? I want to quit.
That is so true. There's nothing like a dame. And I ought to know because I can't pass the physical. What do you think, boys? Is it too busy? I am what is called a female impersonator.
Surprise!
Which, when you stop to think about it, is a ridiculous description of what I do. I mean, how many women do you honestly know that would wear this dress? Would you be caught dead at Safeway in this outfit? Of course not. It takes a man to wear these clothes. And a lot of guts, believe me. The name is Laurie Shannon, the hair is Dynell, the face is by Max Factor, and the body's by Sarah Lee. I must say, we just had a terrible tragedy backstage. My living bra died. Actually, it had no reason to live. It led an empty life. No visible means of support. This is my new bird dog brassiere. It makes pointers out of setters. And I know the first question that comes to your mind as I stand here overdressed before you is, how does one become a female impersonator? Well, actually, in my case, it was quite simple. I couldn't find work in my regular profession. I'm a buffalo hunter. I went down this afternoon to one of your chic Beverly Hills salons, right? I walked in. The first thing I saw was a woman trying on a pair of stretch ski pants. I now know why they call it Wide World of Sports. Oh, listen, she had on a peekaboo blouse. I took one peek and went, boo. Listen, I'll tell you. She came out, right? Took one look at me. She said, "May I help you?" I said, "Yes, darling." I said, "What have you got for a figure like mine?" And she said, "My deepest sympathy." I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I live in this wild apartment building. I mean, the building is so wild, the elevator stands still and the building goes up and down, you know. And I have these neighbors across the hall. They're swingers. They're into group sex. I don't like group sex. I never know who to thank. Oh, listen, I tried getting with it. I tried smoking pot. The handle stuck in my throat. I tried snorting coke. I almost drowned. Anyway, I heard them... I don't know what you're laughing at, darling. I could be your milkman. You don't know. I heard them all night. They were screaming and yelling at each other. Well, she was yelling at him. She said, "I'll live to dance on your grave." He said, "Good, then I'll be buried at sea." And she said, "Darling, will you love me when I'm old and gray and wrinkled?" And he said, "You know I do." She said, "Is there someone else?" He said, "There must be." I must say, they have 11 kids, all 3 months apart. The ugliest children you have ever seen in your life. They really make you wish birth control was retroactive. I mean, she doesn't dare let him play in a sandbox. Cats come along and cover him up. I will say she hides her age well. She wears a ski mask. No, the other day she got really daring. She decided to go braless. It wasn't pretty, folks, let me tell you. He came home from work. She was ready. She had on her tightest sweater. She was looking hot. She said to him, "Do you notice anything, darling?" And he said, "Yeah, the wrinkles in your neck are gone." Well, listen, I do hate to rap and run, but I have to get this outfit back to Hertz Rent-A-Drag. And I have a reserve meeting in the morning. So if I may, I would like to leave you with my thought for the week. Remember, you can buy love, you can buy fame, but you can't buy sexual.
Father, what do you do just for laughs?
Excuse me, miss. What do you do just for laughs?
I don't do anything just for laughs. I do it for money, honey.
Well, you see, I take a heat lamp and I go down to the Hollywood Wax Museum and I make Donnie and Marie's teeth drip.
I put baseball uniforms on winos and sell them to Gene Autry.
Pardon me. Sister?
Yes?
Over here.
Oh.
What do you do just for laughs?
I tell myself jocular anecdotes of the clergy.
Well, I buy homes in all white neighborhoods and I plant watermelons in the front yard. Right on.
I like to pretend I'm Steve Allen.
I think about NBC paying $100 million to televise the 1980 Olympics from Moscow, and I wonder what we're going to charge them when they come to Los Angeles.
Honey, sweetheart, I'm home.
Hang up your hat.
Hang up your hat. I come home, the first thing she says, hang up your hat. Not hello, how are you? Hang up your hat.
Hang up your jacket, too.
Hang up your hat, hang up your jacket, hang up your jacket, hang up your hat. Hang up your hat, hang up your jacket. All right. I'm hung. Are you satisfied? What's for dinner?
Well, let's see. You have your choice. Lobster thermidor, beef Wellington, or Chateaubriand with Béarnaise sauce.
Oh, what do you suggest?
If you want to eat, try the macaroni.
Macaroni? Macaroni and cheese? We had that for dinner last night.
Well, tonight's different. Macaroni without cheese.
You mean I come home from a hard day's work, you give me a plate of warm macaroni and cheese, and you call that dinner?
Did you say warm? You better guess again.
You mean I gotta heat it up myself?
You're a very good guesser.
You know, sweetheart, you wouldn't believe this, but some men don't even like to come home from work. Jeez, I never saw so much saran wrap in my life. Too bad there's no food under it.
Well, I'm really sorry. I went to the market and food was high and saran wrap was cheap.
Hey, you going someplace?
Oh, what makes you say that?
Well, for an evening at Starsky and Hutch, you don't exactly need a suitcase and an overcoat.
I am going to Philadelphia.
Oh, really? For how long?
Forever. That's it. I'm running away with Max the Butcher. So this is it. Toodaloo, so long. See you around, honey.
Hey, I want to tell you something. You got a lousy sense of timing. A lousy sense of timing. I mean, I come home and I'm tired after work. You throw a plate of macaroni and cheese in front of me, and you tell me you're leaving me? After dessert. That's when you should tell me. Hey, when you get to Philadelphia, write and tell me where you hid the potholders.
Joe, what are you doing here?
Hey, Bill, what are you doing here?
I live here.
No, you don't. I live here.
Joe, you did it again. You're in the wrong apartment.
I'm not in the wrong apartment. I live in 317, right?
Right.
You know the numbers? 317?
Right.
Well, look on the door. And I'll open the door. When I open this door, it'll have the numbers, right? You know what it's going to say? 319. Jeez, You're right. I'll see you later. I feel so stupid. Oh, listen, Bill, why don't you hang up your hat?
You too? Hang up your hat. Hang up your coat. You sound like a woman.
That's true. I'll see you, Bill. Oh, Bill?
What?
Your wife left you.
I don't want to die in prison. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Help me, Lord, please help me. I'll do anything you want, I promise. I'll repent all my sins. Can you hear me, Lord? Are you there?
This is the Lord.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm not in right now. But at the sound of the tone, leave your name, religion, and problem. As soon as I can, I'll get back to you.
It is now my privilege to introduce a fine comedian who has been an entertainer all his life, except for the 2 years he had his own show. Here he is, Red Button.
How do you like that? Our robot gets to appear on the stage of this magnificent theater, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood's Huntington Hartford Theater, where some of the greatest people in the history of the world never played. Grizzly Adams, who said to his bear, "Okay, you can be my girl, but you'll have to shave your legs." Never played this theater. Billy Carter, who said to his wife, "Turn off the Gong Show. I don't like educational television." Never played this theater. Phyllis Diller, who said to Ralph Nader, "How dare you recall my body?" Never worked this theater. Henry VIII, who said to his wife, Anne Boleyn, "If you think you've got a headache tonight, wait until tomorrow." Never played this house. Fay Ray, who said to King Kong, "You said just for coffee." Never played this theater. Moses, who said to his people, "That's the way to Israel. Me, I'm going to Miami." Never played this theater. Charles Lindbergh, who said when he landed in Paris after 33 hours in the air, "Where's the men's room?" They told him he made it, and that's how he got his nickname, Lucky Lindy. But he was never lucky enough to play this theater. And ladies and gentlemen, if these great people never played this theater, why should a sweet, gentle, soft-spoken, humble, Academy Award winner like myself play it? Good night.
The program you have just seen will not be seen again tonight, so that you can see another program which you did not see last night.
We'd like to thank Shirley at 555-8865 for making the UCLA Marching Band very happy.
We also want to thank Henry Applebaum, the tuba player in the UCLA Marching Band, for making Shirley very happy.
Actors as adorable as we all are cannot take all the credit for tonight's show. In fact, we insist on blaming the following.
Just a minute. What do you do just for laughs?
I pulled up in front of the car. I pulled up and I forgot the joke.
I go to David Bowie concerts. Nothing like a good song, particularly at a David Bowie concert.
Also featured on tonight's show were Tamara Long, Jim Giovanni, Skip Stevenson, Kim Fields, Vance Colvig, Allison Arngrim, Abby Cantor, Janelle Price, Anna Mathias, Elizabeth and Catherine Kearney, and the delicious voice of Jack Harrell.